What is going on, everyone? Welcome back. First off, I just gotta say, sorry it took so long to get this one out. I'm back now, and we have some unfinished business to take care of. So in the last episode, we found him, Bloodhound Knight Darriwil, in the flesh. This is the real deal, not some ghost or hologram like from the first time I ran into him. He has been following me ever since that first time I ran into him, and he knows everything about me. What he doesn't know is that I know everything about him too. I've been using his sword for weeks, and I know every possible move he can make.
Supreme victory!
And just like that, Darriwil is a memory of the past. And now, we're moving on to Volcano Manor, which is about what it sounds, a giant manor and a volcano. I'm just looking around, and the first thing I see is a giant elongated snake lizard thing. I go and take a smack at him, and he just falls down onto the roof. So, I guess he just lives down there now. And now I'm walking across roofs trying to avoid this giant freaking axe machine. Like, why are these things everywhere I go to? And this place is way more than just a manor. Like, I'm walking through entire city subsections. And the axe machine is still following me. Then I found these absolute monstrosities that just want to suck on my face. Like, whoa, slow down. At least take me to dinner first. And as we make our way through Volcano Manor, we're getting closer and closer to the pit of the volcano. Oh, scratch that. We are going into the pit of the volcano. I'm just wondering how I'm even able to survive down here. But I mean, it's just a video game. Who cares? It's cool. I'm walking around in a volcano. And I'm realizing I had to run across a lot of roofs watching all this footage back. Eventually, I ran into this guy with his giant weapon who looked pretty threatening, but he was actually no problem at all. And that's when I made it to this church, which I didn't think much of, but it should have been obvious. A truly big boy called the Godskin Noble appeared before me and starts launching fireballs. I switched into fight mode, enchanted my sword, and started looking for openings. I'm doing some good damage on him, but then he starts fighting back. He's casting rings of fire, but that's not going to stop me, so I just roll on out of it. And then he just inflates up and hits me with a gum balloon.
B, it's good to see you, buddy.
That must have been his favorite move though, because he used it so many times. It's okay though, because my sword will literally tear through anything it touches. So say your prayers, big boy. But we are moving on now, and we are as in the middle of the volcano as you can get. And even out here, there are giant freaking axe machines trying to, I don't know, axe me. I'm not going to stick around and find out. There are also more elongated lizard people. I think I found their king too, because he was wearing a cape and he had a giant bulbous head. I had to take him out though, because there is only one lord around these parts, and that's going to be me, because I'm going to be the Elden Lord.
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
But look, it's an unoccupied throne. You know I gotta sit in that.
King in the castle, king in the castle. Have a chair, I have a chair.
And with that, we finally made it through to the end of Volcano Manor, and we're ready to face the boss of this castle. So let's see who or what is waiting on the other side of the fog. Once you enter the arena, you get a special weapon just for this boss fight, and it kind of goes insano mode. It's just a giant spear that shoots lasers at the boss. And speaking about the boss, he's just balled up over there sleeping in the lava, so let's go wake him up.
Wakey, 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 it's time for school.
This is our biggest enemy yet, a massive shredded snake called the Devouring Serpent. His attacks can be really fast and cover a lot of area, and anytime he hits you, it is massive damage, so we need to stay away from him. I tried to learn his attacks and get some hits in, but if he gets too close to you, you are just done. Okay, round 2. I'm just going to try to learn his attacks and stay alive as long as I can. And while doing that, I actually got him down pretty low. I even knocked him down a few times. But who are we kidding? This is Elden Ring. This game is unforgiving. This guy just scoops me up, smacks me around a few times, and then swallows me whole. And then he swallows me again and again and again. But I tried so many times. I learned his moves, I got pretty good at it, and I finally got him down all the way. I thought this was it, but it wasn't. This was not even close to the end. So, now that I've taken down the serpent, his true form is revealed, and it's Rykard, the Lord of Volcano Manor. I guess that's just another Lord on my list I gotta take out today. Phase 2 begins, and now he's floating, and he has a giant sword. The sword isn't much of a problem because he swings pretty slow, but everything else is. He's knocking debris over everywhere so I can't see. He's getting up close so the lava is damaging me, and he's just getting down and shooting fire in my face. And to top it all off, he just absolutely pulverizes me with his sword. This was devastating because now if I want to fight Rykard again, I have to go all the way back through the Devouring Serpent. Okay, I tried again and again and again, but I don't know how I was able to kill him before because I just can't do it now. Finally, I decided to try something I haven't really used yet. Back outside the arena, I sent out a call to actual players for help, and there were two of them here, Beltree and Pykel. You know, I think I want to go with Pykel. Oh my god. He spawned into my world and we said our hellos, and he's true to his name, he carries around a pike everywhere he goes. Sadly though, he would not be able to use it for this fight. We made our way over to the fog and began the fight as a duo, but it did not go the way I expected it would. I wanted to show off, so I just ran in, guns blazing, and basically got killed immediately. Pykel, if you're watching this, I know it's Elden Ring Noob, but I swear I'm not that bad at the game. You gotta believe me, man. I'm a little embarrassed now, so I'm gonna see if Beltree will help me. At least she doesn't know I just died immediately. We said our hellos, and then we began the battle. And this time was gonna be a little different. So, there are some people that might say bringing in another player to help is cheating, and I'm gonna try not to do it anymore in this series. But come on, man, I'm glad I did it for this fight. Look at this shit. There's just two crazy fuckers shooting giant laser beams at this snake. This is awesome. How can you say it's not? I can't see where it's coming from though, because with two of us being here, we're just blasting him left and right, and he can't tell which one of us to focus on. And eventually, I finally got another chance at Rykard. Just remember, keep your distance, learn his attacks, and get in some of your own on the opening. Once again, we're just absolutely raining down on him with the lasers. He's getting smacked around so much we even knocked him flat on his face. It's finally looking like I might beat this guy. With a little help, obviously. After a few more beams straight to the head, he finally goes down. Thank you, Beltree. I'm sorry, Pykel. And that's another piece of the Elden Ring in our pocket. Beltree gave me a thumbs up before disappearing away into her own world, and then I was left all alone in the empty arena. I wasn't sure what to do next, so I headed back to Volcano Manor and found it too was also completely empty. So I guess this is my house now, and if that's true, there's only one thing I want to do. Yes, look at all this beautiful destruction. I love it. So this is actually where the video was going to end, but I got sick and I couldn't upload for a while, so I'm just going to take the next two videos and mash them together into one. So sit back down because it's not over yet. We're heading back to Redmane Castle for the actual Festival of Combat, and I gotta say, this was easily my favorite part of the game so far. It was a familiar sight walking back up to the castle, except this time was a lot quieter. There was no one shooting fireballs or trying to kill me, and there was no one exploding themselves with a harpoon. The door was still locked, which was weird. I thought it would be open, but I guess we're gonna be sneaking around the side again. Once I got inside, I went back to the room where I fought the duo bosses at, and I found the festival, even though it didn't look like much. There were a few people here I knew, like a dog named Blyde, and a giant jar named Alexander. There were also a few ghosts, who I don't know who they were, but then someone started to announce the beginning of the festival. It was actually Jaden, who we met last time we were here. He says that there's a demigod here with another piece of the Elden Ring, and we're all gonna go in a great battle against him to try and claim it. His name is Radahn, and he was once known as the most powerful demigod. But recently he was weakened by someone named Melania, so now is the perfect time to strike. Even in his weakened state though, he is still a beast, a brute, and extremely dangerous. The fight takes place on a giant island, and he spawns like 500 miles away from me. But then I notice that there's some NPCs that you can spawn in, and then I notice that there's even more, and soon enough, I've got a small army at my command. We got Alexander the Jar, we got Blythe the dog. This is insane. Look at this, my whole army is going off to fight him in the distance. I even got Patches to help me. Oh yeah, the whole gang is ready now. Let's absolutely mob this man. And now that I'm up close, this man is so big, and I think I might have got here a little late because once I caught up to my team, they just started dropping like flies. But I'm not going to let their sacrifice go to waste, so I charge in and get some absolutely massive hits in on them. And then, out of nowhere, he just jumps up in the air and completely vanishes. I'm looking around, but he is nowhere to be seen. And then, out of nowhere, a flicker of light comes from the sky, and he comes flying in like a shooting star. He almost ended me right here, but I'm not gonna let him kill me. Not now. I'm busy trying to get all my fallen teammates back up. I can't let all their sacrifices be for nothing. We're steadily picking his health down, but my efforts aren't enough. He keeps picking off my teammates one by one, and eventually it gets down to just me and one other guy against him. We're trading blows back and forth non-stop. Only one of us can come out on top. Who's it gonna be? Me, obviously. After a long and hard-fought battle, Radahn finally went down, and I was able to avenge my fallen teammates. After the battle, there was a huge meteor shower, and then a massive meteor crashed into somewhere nearby. I'm thinking that's something we should probably go check out, and Blythe the dog thinks so too. Apparently there's supposed to be a city underground, so let's see if we can go find where the meteor landed. Oh, okay, yeah, I think it's right here. There's a giant chasm in the ground with a bunch of rocks somehow floating up out of it. Blythe said he'd already gone ahead, so I guess I'm going to start heading down now. And the farther I go down, the more it looks like there's actual signs of civilization down here. And then out of nowhere, I just find this entire abandoned city underground. It seems like the only thing that lives down here are these black slime monsters, but this place is beautiful. There's a bunch of crystals all over the ceiling and walls of the cave so that it looks like a sky. And there's another boss staring me right in the face. So let's go see who's waiting for us. I take a step through the fog and look around, but there's no one here. And then I notice there's this pile of silver goo, so I walk up to it, and then all of a sudden it jumps up, poofs into dust, and then transforms into me. Oh, so what? I have to fight myself? I guess it's kind of like fighting Darriwil, but not really. It's more like fighting a mirror. He knows all my moves, he has the same armor as me, he has the same shield as me, he knows everything about me. He is me. How am I supposed to fight myself? I don't know. All I do know though is that I am not gonna lose to myself. And it is not fun getting this sword used against you because it does so much damage. Like, watch this. I got a hold of him and he lost like half of his health in 10 seconds. Or I guess I did? What the? I don't know. But then he just immediately healed up after that and then hit me with a thumbs down emote. Like, what? No, you are not going to disrespect me like that. Watch this. This is about to be over in 3 seconds. Oh yeah, don't mess with this noob, because even if you did kill me, I could just come back again and again. I'm basically immortal. Alright, well this is the end of the video, and if you watched all the way, I just want to say thank you. You are the reason I make these stupid videos, and I hope you're just at least a little bit entertained by them. Sorry it took so long to get this one out, but I'm going to try to get back into a normal schedule of one video every 2 weeks, or at least just 2 videos every month. I'm going to keep playing Elden Ring, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do after I beat the game. So, let me know what you'd like to see me do down in the comments. And with that all being said, I will see you in the next one.